Let me ask you something dangerous. When you ride your motorcycle, do you really know the law? Or have you just been assuming that what you're doing is legal because no one stopped you yet? That's where they trap you. You see, the truth about motorcycle laws isn't written in bold letters on billboards or shouted in traffic school. The real laws, the ones that can get your license suspended, your bike impounded, or even land you behind bars, are buried deep in legal loopholes, state policies, and forgotten traffic codes. They were designed to be overlooked, and that is where most riders mess up. They think wearing a helmet and having a license is enough, but behind the curtain, there are hidden laws so specific, so weirdly targeted, and so unfair that even experienced riders break them every single day without even realizing it. But here's the terrifying part. These laws aren't just ignored, they're weaponized. Cops, insurance companies, even city officials, they know about these hidden rules. And the moment they want to teach you a lesson, boom, you're already guilty and you won't even understand why. Now here's the deal. In this video, I'm gonna pull back that curtain. I'm going to expose the motorcycle laws you were never told about because they never wanted you to know them in the first place. So buckle up, because once you learn these, you'll never look at the road or your rights the same way again. 1. The handlebar height law, the silent ticket trap. Let's start with the first landmine handlebar height laws. Sounds silly, right? You're thinking, what? My handlebars are fine. Wrong. In several US states, including California, Texas, and New York, there are exact regulations on how high your handlebars can be above your shoulders when you're seated. Not approximately exact. Sometimes it's 15 inches above the seat. Other times it's not higher than your shoulders. Now here's how they get you. Let's say your bike came stock, but you upgraded your bars even slightly for comfort or style. Maybe ape hangers, maybe custom risers. If a cop thinks your bars are too high, he doesn't need to measure them immediately. He writes you a ticket. That's it. Now you're fighting a citation. Maybe you're getting points. Maybe your insurance premium goes up. And it was all because of a mod you didn't even realize made your bike illegal. This is how they bait you. You think you're customizing? They think you're violating. And guess who wins in court? 2. The hidden law of reflectors. The easy reason to get pulled over at night. Here's a law that almost no rider respects, until it costs them. Reflectors. Yeah, those cheap, ugly pieces of plastic everyone removes the moment they buy a new bike. Well, guess what? Federal law, FMVSS 108, requires motorcycles to have rear and side reflectors, and many states enforce this under equipment violations. You might say, but I've got LED lights, bro. That doesn't matter. A cop pulling you over at night doesn't care how flashy your bike is if the legally required reflectors are missing. He can ticket you, detain you, even impound the bike if it's part of a larger stop. And here's the worst part. Some jurisdictions don't just issue a fix-it ticket. They fine you and mark it on your record. All because you wanted your bike to look better. You're playing checkers. They're playing chess. 3. Lane splitting, legal, but only when they say so. This is where things get intentionally confusing. Lane splitting is legal in California. It's tolerated in Utah, Montana, and a few others, but only under certain conditions. Most riders think, if I can squeeze through traffic slowly, I'm good. Wrong again. In most places, it's not about speed, it's about intent. Was your lane splitting safe and prudent? Were you endangering a vehicle or violating flow of traffic? These are subjective interpretations, which means the officer can decide you broke the law, even if you were going 15 miles per hour between cars. What's even worse? If there's an accident while lane splitting, even if you're not at fault, guess what? You may still carry the blame under reckless operation or illegal passing, and insurance companies will use that against you. It's a trap. It feels legal. But the law is designed to flip on you the moment something goes wrong. 4. The earphone ban. Riding with music can make you a criminal. You ride with headphones, earbuds, Bluetooth in-helmet speakers? You might be breaking the law right now. In many states like New York, Ohio, and Maryland, it's illegal to ride with both ears covered by audio devices. Even if you're listening to GPS, even if it's for calls, even if you're not distracted. Some officers will let it slide. Others, they'll slap you with a moving violation, treating it like distracted driving. Even more disturbing, if you're in an accident, the presence of earphones can be used as evidence that you weren't fully aware of your surroundings, even if it wasn't your fault. So when you put in that playlist thinking you're just enjoying the ride, you may have just given law enforcement a reason to blame you, jail you, or deny you insurance protection. 5. The Modified Exhaust Law. Loud pipes save lives and kill your freedom. This is the most common trap of them all. Every biker knows the saying, loud pipes save lives. But in the eyes of the law, they make you a criminal. State and local governments have specific decibel limits for motorcycle exhaust, some as low as 80 dB. That's barely louder than a washing machine. And here's the scam. Police rarely carry decibel meters. They don't need one. If they think your exhaust is too loud, they issue a citation. And you either fight it or pay the fine and take the hit on your driving record. Some cities like Denver and Boston have zero tolerance zones where any modified exhaust is banned. Others like California have laws that allow random exhaust checks on public roads. That's right. They can pull you over just to test your pipes even if you weren't speeding, swerving, or doing anything wrong. So while you're riding free, they're building a legal cage around you. 6. The paperwork sting. One expired document equals total loss. Let's hit you with a brutal truth. One expired item registration, inspection, insurance proof, and your bike can be confiscated. Yes, even if you're just one day late on renewal. Even if it's digital proof and your phone battery died. Cops have the power to impound your bike, issue multiple fines, charge storage fees, and leave you walking home helpless. Even worse, if your paperwork is outdated and you get into an accident, even a minor one, your insurance can refuse to cover the damages. You'll be fully liable. You'll pay out of pocket. And all because of a piece of paper you forgot to update. This isn't a mistake. It's a system built to punish even the most honest riders. 7. The "you're always at fault" doctrine. The hidden bias against motorcyclists. And finally, the most dangerous law of all isn't written in a book. It's the unspoken law of blame. In any crash involving a motorcycle and a car, guess who's automatically assumed to be reckless? You. Even if the driver ran a red light, even if you were in your lane, following every rule, the public perception, the insurance default, the legal bias all lean against the biker. Why? Because society views motorcycles as risky, reckless, loud, dangerous, and that means the law bends against you quietly, consistently, unfairly. Unless you know how to fight back. Unless you know the rules. So, how many of these laws did you already break today? Be honest. Was it the handlebars? The earphones? No reflectors? Or are you one of those savage rebels with zero paperwork but a full tank of gas? Listen, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to wake you up. Because the system isn't designed to educate bikers. It's designed to trap them. And if you're not 3 steps ahead, you're already 10 steps behind, legally, financially, and sometimes physically. But now that you know these secrets, what are you going to do with them? Let's find out. Drop a comment below and tell me, which law shocked you the most? Which one have you been guilty of? Or do you know any other secret laws most riders miss? And hey, if you've ever been pulled over for something dumb or totally unfair, share your story down there. I promise you're not alone, and I'll be reading every single one. Hit that like if you learned something new. Subscribe if you want to ride smarter than 99% of bikers out there. And share this with a friend who thinks they know the rules but definitely doesn't, because next time you ride, knowing one weird law might just save your license or your life. Stay sharp, stay legal. Ride free but ride smart.